Those guys played a really nice ball game today. Their starting pitcher, command of the fastball to both sides, slider, command, change up to both, threw it all, did a nice job. We didn't really have an answer. The early in the count swing decisions, we've talked about it 16 times in here. Sometimes it gets away from us a little bit. We made a bunch of first pitch outs. Throughout the course of this, we've had first pitch success, but the balance today clearly swung in their favor. Their lefty did a nice job with the changeup. We didn't recognize and couldn't pick it up. Clearly, Marco was on it a little bit, had a good day. Jaime had some good at bats, but overall, it just never found the right direction with the quality of the at bat and the swing decision and what we were doing. Thought Jamie did a nice job. Like, he pitched and clearly gave us a chance. The defense today, not sharp. Haven't seen that out of this club this year. They'll be fine. It just bit us today. There were some funny things, and then the one throw, I think Cam, to end the inning to Faroe, the sun was right in line with that, and he had really no shot to grab it. So the momentum, we just constantly allowed them to capitalize, and they did enough to capitalize and win the game. There were some bright spots. I thought Noah Short, that was probably the best I've seen his stuff in a long time here. We've seen Rowan be dynamic, and he had really good flashes and then created a mess and worked out of it for himself. It's just unfortunate with this group to feel that you walk off the field with that kind of overall performance defensively. Guys are fine, frustrated. They know those are plays and situations that we handle and have handled and have to handle, but it's tough to watch it unfold the way it did today.
With your guys' lineup, you're still feeling like once you get to the pen, maybe.
Yeah, that guy's got under a 1 ERA, so that they have a good group of arms, a variety of arms, a variety of lefties, righties. I think there's 7 or 8 that are effective from the left side for them and the right side. So they have weaponry down there, and he's one of them. I have no problem with the way we fought through, like what their right-hander did at the end. The guys competed and battled through it. We just had created so much space with the inability to contain things defensively today that it was tough to overcome with a guy like that on the mound to try to close it out, which he did.
How did Jamie handle that when things weren't going his way early, but it seemed like he started?
He's fine. He's fine. It was he just kept pitching, and I don't know where the one was that the guy hit the home run. That clearly happens. The wild pitch happens. There was just too much surrounding it that allowed it to escalate for us today. I saw nothing from him that disappointed me. I thought the velocity started to get a little bit better. Some good fastballs, some good changeups, some good sliders. But we didn't back it up enough with containment of things, the batted ball, and obviously offensively there's got to be a little more in the tank. Again, it goes back to pitch recognition and figuring out those off-speed pitches maybe a little earlier and better, which is not easy. And their starting pitcher's been effective for a couple of years, and you can see why. And he had it going today. He did a good job.
You got Cal in there for 2 at-bats late, the 8-pitch walk and the single. Just how pleased were you with his ABs?
Loved his at-bats. He's a baseball player, and you can see it and you can sense it. He works hard every day. Titan works hard every day. So to see those guys get those moments where they get these opportunities, there's a lot of people in that dugout that deserve them. And some of that came today. And Cal had 2 really nice at-bats. And it wasn't that's not an easy draw to come off the bench in this game, the way those guys were pitching today. It was tough, and he had 2 good at-bats. He's a really good player, as we've talked about.
Coach, you mentioned fatigue the last couple of times we've talked to you. Do you think that's when the errors came from today?
I don't know. The sharpness, just the focus of this, and you talk about, you turn on the TV, those guys that started playing in the big leagues last night, you'll have that TV on in late October and they'll still be doing the same thing, and it's not easy to travel and play like we have done this week. So there could be something to that. But everybody's got to deal with that in some respects. This week for us was clearly a challenge, but the mentality and the focus didn't seem like it was quite as on point today, and I sensed it a little bit on yesterday when we talked. Like, it wasn't as crisp and clean. So we'll try to regroup and kind of reset that a little bit and make sure when we come out here tomorrow, and it'll be early. We'll be right back out there in right field, ready to have our batting practice early. So that's part of what you have to do to be an elite player, team, program, is you have to stack those focused games and moments, and you have to do that far more than not. And today was unfortunately an example of when it didn't feel like it was quite in sync, and probably more mental than anything.
Hudson generated some ugly swings in the eighth with the curveball. Just what makes that curveball so hard to pick up? Straight
Down, like hard, late down, and it plays well off the fastball. The fastball has obviously good velocity, but it's also got good carry into the zone and real life, and feels like it's climbing, and the breaking ball does just the opposite. So you see some really like swings where they think that's a fastball, and then that ball just late and hard straight down, and that's why you get some of those chases at really strange looking breaking balls down in the zone. It's good. It's a good pitch, and he's going to clearly continue to get better. He didn't have a fall or a preseason, so he's still trying to figure this out a little bit coming off his injury. It's dynamic stuff when it's on.
Should be a fun game tomorrow. Do you look for anything going into a rubber game, like mentally or emotionally, or you just?
I look for the same thing every game. Every single game we come out here, every year, as long as I've coached, just pitch by pitch, execution. That's what this is about. Like, refocusing and figuring out like why we didn't seem like we were on point today. We've already addressed that best we can. It doesn't mean you're going to play flawless tomorrow, but it's now, can Whitaker go out and execute pitch 1 and pitch 2, and can we have the engagement defensively to make sure we're on point and locked in and handling some of these plays that got away from us a little bit. That's it. It doesn't really revolve. If you're going to do it the right way, like, it's got to be that way, whether you're going to win the third game of the series, try to win one of the 3, or win the series, or win a regional, or win a super regional, or win a game in Omaha. You have to train yourself to approach these things in that manner, so nothing else should distract that challenge and that focus.